keyless. Side stands up, yeah.
That should be firing up. Bear with me a moment. So the right key.
Is the key on?
Should be.
Yeah, key's on.
So top button in, isn't it?
Should wake up, yeah. There we go. Now I've got
Something's hiding the key from your thing.
Okay, brilliant.
And then touch in, all the way in.
There we go.
Beautiful, lovely. For some reason, you wouldn't want to see your key.
Well guys, welcome to a new video. And I've got myself a test ride on one of these Triumph days here at Staffordshire Triumph. And after a lot of fafferage, we're finally on the move. So we've got to go and fill them up first. Still need a key to get in. It's a big old beast to push, this, isn't it?
Yeah. Just squeeze it out the way, mate.
No problem. You on the other rocket?
Yeah.
How are you finding the foot peg positions?
Yeah.
Shortest person here, the biggest bike.
What issues as well?
Yeah, keyless. I absolutely hate keyless.
Yeah.
I can't see it's an answer to a problem nobody ever had, and that's what really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Nice bunch of bikes, eh? This bike with no fluids in is 297 kilos. Probably 315 kilograms wet, something like that. I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments. Oh, doing a bit filtering out. Wish Staffordshire Triumph was a bit closer for me. There's supposed to be a really good Triumph dealer. Well, folks, what do you think to that rev counter and dash? Well, if you're a regular viewer to the channel, you know I ride an MT10. And do you know what the MT stands for on Yamaha MT10? It's Master of Torque. And that bike makes about 111 Newton meters of torque. And Yamaha are bold enough to call it the Master of Torque. This bike makes 220. That's a lot of torque. A lot of torque. Actually, I'm getting used to the foot peg positions. They're more forward than my MT10, but I suppose they have to be because the saddle is quite a bit lower. I think it's about 770 seat height, which kind of to get the clearance for your legs, the pegs are more forward. Obviously not as forward as the GT model. The nice thing about this Triumph Tour is you don't have to actually put your money down, guarantee £1,000 or anything to come out on this test ride, because it's a group run test ride. There's a Triumph guy at the front and a Triumph guy behind me. And you have to do a lot of signing and to say that you're au fait with the bike and you're going to take care and you're responsible for the points. This bike, production bike wise, has got the biggest engine. It's 2.5 litres. 2.5 litre, guys. Oh, it makes a nice burble when you close the throttle. Seem a nice bunch running this at Triumph, you know, the lead guys and the guys that take your details down. It's just a very professionally run setup, and I believe this Triumph Tour is touring the country, so if you have a look on the website, see if there's a chance that you can get a ride out when it comes to a dealer near you. I mean, when I was looking at the torque figures before we came out, I thought, well, you know, it won't be that much more than my MT10, but it is nearly a double. But I suppose that's what you get with such a huge displacement. I mean, my MT10 is more of a race engine, much higher revving. It peaks out nearly double the RPM, and that's where they make their power, high up in the RPM, where this red line's at 6.5. So where it makes loads of torque, its power is only just above my MT10. I think it's making something like 165 horsepower. Wait there, mate, wait there. Although I think there's a lot of power to be had out of this engine, because it is restricted down if you take it and get it flashed. I think there's an easy 30 horsepower in there, and the ECU governs how much throttle it'll actually give you in certain gears, because it has got so much torque. And if you are looking to have something a lot more powerful, there's a channel called TTSPerformance, and they do a supercharger kit for that, and I urge you to have a look what Richard's doing on that channel. They've done a beautiful job of the supercharger kit. Looks fantastic, and when they dynoed that, it was making 335 horsepower. Absolutely phenomenal. So that's how much potential this engine's got. There's another channel that I follow, flatcapcaferacer. He's taking the older model of this bike, he's taking a friend's older model of this bike to the Bonneville salt flats, and they're doing a speed run on it, see how fast they can get it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes, and that's a tuned rocket, and I think that's making 220 horsepower in that region. Looks a phenomenal bike, and I'm really fascinated to see how they get on with it. So good luck to them for later this year. I know there's another channel that I follow called Grey Wolf. He's bought the GT version of this bike. I think it's in black. Looks lovely, and he's riding that in the Scottish Highlands, so you might want to give his channel a look and see how he gets on with it. It's a new beast to him. God, some of these roads are shocking. State of these roads, look, they're shocking. There'll be an accident yet. I'd say this felt more arm stretched. I'm less canted forward, more sat upright, and more straight armed. I would say when you're going quick, you're gonna feel the full might of the wind, which is probably a good thing to hang on to your license. If you've got nothing out the front here. The exhaust got that pleasing boom 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 boom. You probably can't pick it up on the microphone. Haven't been anywhere yet where it can really stretch its legs, mine. And I'm quite happy to say this isn't a proper test. I'm not doing a review of this bike. It's a first taster, really. Certainly a taster for what an average Joe like me thinks to the Rocket 3. A big average Joe. I'm 19 stone and 6'3", so I'm a big guy, and I wanted to see whether I'd be comfortable on it. I wasn't sure for a start on the legs, but I'd say the legs are no worse than my MT10. Certainly seemed a hell of a thing in front of you. The tank looks wide. The bars feel nice and wide and chunky. As you may have saw at the beginning, we had some problems getting it going. Keyless. Hate it, and that's one of the things that puts me off this bike. Triumph, just get your act together. Give us a key. Don't be so silly with all this nonsense. Still had to get the key out, take the petrol cap off at the filling station. I have to say, I'm quite surprised how easy it is to ride. There's certainly no problem with the weight. Well, I tell you that now. I mean, it's balanced really well. The weight's low, and it's quite a low bike. I think probably slow manoeuvring in a car park or in your garage. There's some weight to the bike, you know. You've got the fluids in, it's over 300 kilos, and you're always going to notice that. The handling's, you know, surprisingly good, surprisingly nimble, really. Don't get me wrong, you'll not get this round a corner as fast as you'll get an MT10 round the corner. I think they did a launch review out in Tenerife, you know, 44 teeth and all the big channels. I think the thing you've got to be careful of with a lot of these launch reviews where they've flown all the journalists out to a foreign country and put them up in a hotel and given them a bike to ride for 2 days is they're probably going to write a favourable review. And that's the beauty of me and Carol just having our little YouTube channel. We're not beholden to anybody. Triumph haven't come out and give me this bike like they do with a lot of YouTubers. I've had to go out and ride 40 miles to Stoke to get myself on one of these ride out. It's nice. I like the independence. I like not being beholden to anybody or any manufacturer. And that's why really, if you're searching out a review of one of these bikes, try and search out a review from an owner. Somebody that's had one a long time. Somebody can tell you about all the things that have gone wrong. Don't just believe the journalist review, you know, the launch review, or the review of a influencer giving a bike. My first impressions is I like it. I could certainly live with it. The longer I get going on it, the more comfortable I am. The seat's really comfy. I was a bit concerned because it's quite low. I think it's 770, something like that. 773, which seems incredibly low for a big tall person, but your feet are a little bit more forward. They didn't really have long to explain all the menu functions, so I'm not even going to go there. There's loads of info out there. This little ride out isn't the one to find out how the dash works from me. I think the main thing to do on these rides is not embarrass yourself, isn't it? Not go and drop it or crash it in front of everybody else. Not do anything silly. My neighbour Pete, he's got a Rocket 3 just down at the end of my drive, and he absolutely loves it. And it's got quite a loud exhaust on it, and sometimes early in the morning he's heading out and I can hear it boop, 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 boop. Well, I think it's his favourite bike ever. Neutral's nice and easy to find, which is good. Not something that's always there on a lot of bikes. Bit of a clunk into first, but not too bad. Not too bad round the tight little bends. Finding a bit of open countryside, I hope. Oh no, horses. Whoa. Oh, she goes some guys, she does. It's just so smooth, so creamy power. So effortless, really. It's just effortless. God, I love the way it pulls away. Now we're in sixth. Doing 55 is 2,000 RPM. Oh mate, I think we are allowed to overtake cars to catch the group up. It's got a real sort of deep sound to it. I would imagine it sounded great with some louder pipes, but they are quite expensive, I think, to get some aftermarket pipes for these. On what is an already very expensive bike. I think when I looked on the Triumph site, the cheapest bike was 22,000, rising for 23 with the part chrome. I mean, the part chrome, was it the red and chrome, black and chrome? It just looked beautiful. at 22 or 23,000 quid. It's a lot of cash, isn't it? A lot of cash. A lot of bike though. A lot of bike. I do like it. I just don't think my piggy bank's deep enough for one of these. Not when you consider my MT10. All right, it's 7 years old now, but that was £9,900. And this bike is 22 grand. It's just incredible how bike prices have gone up. I think when I looked at the fuel consumption figures, it's still quite a thirsty bike. I think we're getting 40s, but I mean, bear in mind my MT10's only doing 35. But I think it's got an 18 or 19 litre tank. It's not a big tank, so you're going to be looking for fuel reasonably often. Of course, depending on how you ride it. I mean, I'm riding almost none-like today. Any of you are wondering where Carol is today? Why she's not out test riding a bike with me? Is she had a spa day booked with her mates. So she is having a pampering session today, and then they're going out to the pub later. So I thought I need to do something for me, and this is what I'm doing for me. I'm getting motorcycle therapy, and then I'm probably going to ride my MT10 back across the Peak District. Quite nice to have this on an extended test, but I'm not going to go grovelling to Triumph to lend me one. It is a lovely machine. A lovely machine. Go down, go down, go down. Go on, mate, go down. Enjoying it so far? You enjoying it so far?
Yeah.
Good.
Long gears.
Long.
Ratio.
Yeah. Oh, it's that low down grunt. I've never experienced anything quite like it. I need to be careful there, look, speed cameras. I've not noticed the seat, so that must be a pretty good sign that it's okay. Stay there, Mr. GMC man. So guys, what do I think of the Triumph Rocket 3R? Just from this little short ride, it's difficult to say. I think it's a fabulous bike. Fits me a treat. I'm a bigger fella. The arms are a little bit of a reach still, but not bad. Not bad for someone like me. I would imagine a shorter person might find it a stretch to the bars. I just think it's a lovely thing to ride. It's an easy thing to ride, really. You don't need to be super strong or anything to ride this bike. You know, you probably notice it most shoving it round on your garage, slow manoeuvring. But out on the road, power's creamy, and it's got so much low down grunt. I've never experienced anything quite like it. And that's what you get from a 2.5 litres. So really enjoyed my time with the bike, and really thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. And hopefully next time we're out, Carol will be with me. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you on the next one. Bye bye.
Lovely. Take that into a deal. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Lovely bike. Gorgeous. What did you think?
Oh, lovely.
Such an engine, isn't it? I mean, we didn't really get a chance to open it out. There's a couple of times, but it's just so much grunt from
Smooth.
nothing. Yeah,
Put down.
yeah, yeah.
Dividing it. we held back quite a lot. I stayed in the back. And you went, I was going, catching up sort of thing in the back. I think I annoyed him a couple of times.
How did you enjoy your ride?
I did enjoy it, yeah. Thank you, Richard. How about yourself?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, lovely. Lovely machine. How did you find the reach? I suppose yours are different, isn't it?
It's alright. Yours is a bit more forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big guy, but it's still, my arms were still at full reach.
Yeah.
Because the seat's so small at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaning forward, the bollocks now are just like...
Yeah.